Let's talk about editing content items. In this video, you'll learn to edit topic, titles, dates, and descriptions. You'll learn how to hide a content item from your students, how to move content items, how to delete content items, and how to add release conditions. So for the first part here, we're going to make sure that everything is loaded. So you can always click Table of Contents and it's going to load everything in the center for you. And as you can see here, we have one that is misspelled. So if you just click here, it's going to load your topic. So in order to get to the edit features, you have to pull the click down button. So you can do the little pull down button and click edit properties in place. That's going to open up the areas down here where you can click. It's also going to allow you to click here on the topic title and edit it. So for this, we've clicked inside the topic title and we're going to go and take out this extra K. And what you want to do is just click outside. And as you notice, it's successfully updated the title. So it lets you know that once you click off of the box to make those changes, it will let you see that you've made the changes. And now you can see here, this is changed and it's the correct spelling. So we're going to talk a little bit about adding dates and restrictions. So you can add a start date. That's when this topic is going to be available. You can add a due date. That's when we have said you need to look at this content topic by this date. And if you want to give them a little bit further beyond the due date, you can add an end date. It's not mandatory that you do that, but if you want to say, okay, well, here's the due date, but you have the very last time you can see this will be this time, then you can set an end date. Most people just on content use the start date and the end date. This is most often used on an assignment type situation where you want to flag the due date, but allow them to continue to submit for a certain amount of time. But for this one, we're going to add a start date and a due date. So in order to do that, I want to click here on Add Start Date, and it brings up the box. So you can type it in, or you can click here, and let's make this due on the 18th, and let's make it start at 8 in the morning. So we're going to find the 8 o'clock start time. And we're going to go ahead and add the due date. So you can click here on Add Due Date and do the same thing. So I'm going to make that due, let's make it due the 20th. And we're going to end it at 11:30 p.m. Now notice you're still inside these change boxes and you still have boxes where you can click. So it hasn't taken your changes yet. So in order to get this to happen, we're going to need to do update. So right now we could click out of here and it would go away, and if we get out, it's not going to save our changes. So let's go to the bottom and hit the update. So once we've done that, you can see now we have the due date and the end date set up. So if we needed to change these or look at them again, we can always click here and they're right back there. So you just now click on the date itself to make it change. Or if you need to add that end date, you can always click here and do that. So that is how you change dates in a content item. So now we're going to take a look at release conditions. And I first want to explain what release conditions actually are. Most of the time, again, this feature is used on some type of an assignment rather than content, but it can be set up here. So I'll show you here what it is. Normally with this, you would have them do one content topic before the other. So let's say you had to have them read something about doing maybe research, how to do research, and you wanted them to look at that before they looked at this content item that maybe held the instructions for your assignment. You can force them to look at one content topic before this one opens. So let's go ahead and click create here. So we're going to create that. You have to select the type of restriction that you want to do. So for us, we have several different things that are available here, but we want to go down and have them visit a content topic. So before you can open this one that we're editing, you have to go and read the getting started. So in other words, before they can open the content item that we're editing now, they're going to have to go visit this getting started content item. And then once they've done that, it will open up for them. So let's do create, and you'll see this release condition come here. So you can X out of it if you want to do that. If you want to get rid of it and you decide you don't want to do it, or you want to make a change to it, you can click here and make it any condition. If you have more than one can be met, but since we just have one, we're going to do all. So we can change that. If there's more than one, you can make it any of the one, or you can make it all. but in order to get it to take it again, we have to click update. So now that brings us to the next thing on our list, which is how to add a description. So we've set our dates, we've made the release conditions that we want, and now we're going to click inside here and type a description. Correct. And we'll do update to make it save our changes. So notice it tells us it successfully saved them, but we still can make changes if we wanted to do that. But for now, we're happy with this. So I can just click outside of the box here to go somewhere else if I want to do that. Or we can go back and click table of contents and we can see everything fall back into place. And you see all of your dates here. So it's back to the state now where you have to click inside of it to make changes. But you can see your dates, you can see your release conditions, and you can also see what that release condition is. You can see what you're requiring them to do before they access this. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about hiding a content item. So if you notice, you already see this little icon that has, it looks like an eyeball with a line through it. That lets you know that this content topic is hidden. So how would I do that? In order to hide one, I'm going to click here, and it's in this list on the pull down feature. It says hide from users. So once I do this, you'll automatically see this little eyeball come up. Now, if I want to make changes to this and say I changed my mind and I decided I wanted to make it visible, or I come back later and I've made the edits I want to make and I want to make it visible, you just click on the eye and it's a toggle switch. So you can click it back and forth. So once you hide it, you also can find it here. So it can be changed in either place by clicking on the icon or by going back here and making it visible. So I can use this one too. I can use hide, which you see the eyeball come back into place, or I can do make visible. You see it being removed. So that is how you would hide a content topic from your students and make it visible again. We're now going to talk about how we would move this content item. So as you see here, this getting started is way down here. So I probably need to put it at the top. So what I'm going to do is mouse over, you will see 6 little dots here. I'm going to mouse over that until I get the multi-arrowed icon. Once I have that, you can see it start to move freely within the module. So I'm going to put it all the way back up here at the top. So once you find the place you want to drop it, you're still holding it as you're pulling it, and you can see the little line come up with the circle on the left-hand side. That lets me know this is where I'm going to put it. So when I drop it, you see it move up to the top now. So we have moved it, and you can move it again anytime you need to, or any of the other ones can be moved as well. Now we're going to learn how to delete a content topic. So let's say that this one is not something I need anymore and I want to get rid of it. So I click here on my pull down again, and I'll find at the bottom, delete topic. And it's going to give me a couple of questions here with this. So I can either just remove this topic, so that takes it out and keeps the file, which we talked about in an earlier video in the manage file area, or I can permanently delete everything. So if I click this, it's going to not only get rid of the content topic listing, but also that file in the manage file area. So just think about this before you do it and what you're actually trying to delete. Do you want to use that file later? If so, then select the top one. If you want to get rid of everything that is concerned with this topic, click the bottom one. Once you do that, it's telling you here all associated files will be deleted, and there's nothing that you can do to get them back. So just make sure that you choose wisely here. So for this one, we're going to permanently delete them so you can see them leave. So now we've talked a little bit about how to edit the topic titles, dates, and descriptions. We've hidden a content item, and we've moved a content item. We've deleted one. So we have added release conditions, and you can see that here. So now we're going to end this video. And thank you for watching.